Hey YouTube, welcome to the October 2019 update for Project 1 Million. Project 1 Million was launched in July 2019 and we update our portfolio every month. And in this video, we will look at the performance of the portfolio, any major changes in the portfolio, and finally we compare our portfolio performance against the best ETFs and funds out there. So let's take a look at how the portfolio did. So when we log into the account, this is the screen we see, and these are the stocks we hold. Shortly, we'll go into our Excel file to get a deeper understanding of the stocks we hold and the year-to-date percentage gain. There weren't many changes in the portfolio in September, except that, as I mentioned in the previous video, we had to change our broker from Charles Schwab to TD Ameritrade. So I'm still getting used to the new platform. I did do an option trade just a few days ago. Actually, I sold a put option on Upwork.com, and I've done a separate video on why I like Upwork.com. I'll do a separate video on this specific option trade, and I will let you know when it's out. Let's take a deeper dive into the stocks we hold. So we have Amazon at about 20% of the portfolio. We have Facebook at about 15% of the portfolio. We have Google Class C shares here at 12%, plus we have another class of Google at about 4%. So in total for Google, we have about 16% of the portfolio. We have Visa at about 8% of the portfolio. We have Booking Holdings at about 8% of the portfolio. We have Baba at about 6% of the portfolio. We have MasterCard at about 4% of the portfolio. We have Intuitive Surgical at about 4% of the portfolio as well. And you can take a look at the other stocks we own right here. And all these stocks add up to an equity portion shown here. We have a little cash as well shown here, and in total this is the total account value. And for the year we have done about 21.80%. Over time, I'm looking to run a more concentrated portfolio. So you could see some of the percentages of certain stocks going up or down. I will probably not be adding to Booking at the moment. I do intend to add more to Intuitive Surgical at the right price. I also want to buy more of Boeing at the right price, and I will also probably want to increase some of my exposure to S&P 500 Global at the right price as well. Now let's compare our performance against some of the best ETFs and funds out there. So we have the S&P 500, we have the NASDAQ 100, we have an ETF called VJT, which is the Vanguard Information Technology ETF, and we have the IGM ETF, which is an expanded tech ETF, and we have a fund called Berkshire Focus. Let's take a look at how these funds have done. So, as mentioned, we have done about 21.8% year to date. The S&P 500 has done about 17.33% year to date. The NASDAQ 100 has done about 19.19% year to date. Berkshire Focus has done about 24.32%. So we have beaten the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, but we are losing out slightly to Berkshire Focus. IGM has done about 25%, and VJT takes the cake and has done about 28% year to date. That's a very good performance by VGT. So a do nothing ETF would have outperformed Project 1 million year to date. But I'm not deterred because I will compare my performance against these ETFs and funds over the 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year periods. And those are the periods that really count. 1 year or less than a year is too short a time period to accurately judge and compare the performance of Project 1 million against these other ETFs and funds. Next, let's compare our performance against another fund that I follow. This fund is called Fund Smith and is managed by a portfolio called Terry Smith. The size of the fund is about 18.8 billion pounds. These are the top holdings in the fund. And let's look at the performance year to date. Performance year to date has been about 25.74%. So it is slightly outperforming the Project 1 million portfolio. But this fund is denominated in pounds, so it does have some currency exposure, and as the pound has dropped quite a bit, that has boosted the performance of this fund a little. So the third quarter of 2019 has been a little slow for the portfolio. The portfolio has gone nowhere basically since the third quarter. In general, the market has also gone nowhere in the third quarter. Many of the indexes are down, and Berkshire Focus is down about 7% as well. So I wouldn't be too worried about the performance of Project 1 million in the third quarter. As we saw last year, since the S&P 500 did very badly in 2018, I think it was minus 4%. Naturally, it would do well in 2019. So as the third quarter has been a little slow, I expect the future quarters to be more positive. At the end of every quarter, I also like to take a look at some of the best performing and worst performing stocks among the core positions in Project 1 million. So on the screen, you have the year-to-date performances of the core holdings for Project 1 million. And you can see that MasterCard has done very well so far this year at about 43.62%. Up next is Facebook at about 34%. Then comes Visa at about 32%. Baba looked like it was going a bit stronger until the last few days and now has come down to about 20.49%. The S&P 500, as mentioned, has done about 17.33%. And other stocks have underperformed the S&P 500 like Amazon, Google, Intuitive Surgical, and Booking and Boeing. Some of these stocks I can understand why they have underperformed the S&P 500 like Boeing. But for the other stocks, I expect them to come back in the coming quarters. I still love their fundamentals and they look like very strong stocks going forward. So that is the update for October. Let me know what you thought of the update. If there are other things you'd like me to discuss in these monthly updates, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of my stocks. Do you think I should buy any particular stocks or sell any particular stocks? Let me know what you thought of this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please let me know your feedback and I will see you in the next video.